Yo, what is up YouTube? Lee the Captain here, and I believe that the time is coming for the render token. And why do I say this? Because I believe that the render token during the next bull run could hypothetically at least go to the price of $100, and during the process make all of those render critics, or should I say ding-dongs, come running over to their girlfriend's boyfriend's grandma and start begging for that used Bratwurst extender, Selena Gomez, and Taylor Swift edition. And now, of course, that's neither grandma, baby mama, nor financial advice, but in today's video, I want to explain several reasons why I believe the render token during the next bull run could hypothetically at least go to the price of $100. And a major reason why I think that could happen, I think, is going to boil down to the rock-solid fundamentals of the render network. You know, the amazing thing about the render network is the fact that it gives the opportunity for individuals to contribute unused GPU power to help projects render motion graphics and visual effects. And in return for doing this, these individuals that do provide unused GPU power, they are rewarded in render tokens. And the render token is the utility token of the render network. The render network quite essentially simplifies the process of rendering and streaming 3D environments and other visual effects as well. And I think this is amazing because I think that render is clearly focused on the right market. Because if we take a look at this, we will see that according to Global Market Insights, the 3D rendering market valuation is anticipated to cross $20 billion by 2030. I mean, just imagine that, right? That's a very staggering amount right there. And I think that moving forward, as the 3D rendering market continues to grow, I think so will amazing projects, much like the render network. You know, they're entering the space right now before a lot of people are hopping on the bandwagon, so to speak, right? We see a lot of projects, you know, when the metaverse, for instance, is popping off, then they start trying to be involved with the metaverse, right? Let's say blockchain gaming is trying to pick off, then they try to involve themselves with that. But that's not the case when it comes to render. They're entering right now before the market has truly taken off. And I think it's a genius move. They quite essentially have somewhat of a first mover advantage. They're anticipating the wave so that when it comes, they're going to go along with the ride, so to speak. At least that's the way I view it. However, it doesn't end there because the render network is not only focused on just rendering. They also have other use cases as well. For instance, the use cases for render include markets such as augmented reality, mixed reality, gaming, medical, and even virtual reality as well. And I think this is amazing because more specifically, when it comes to blockchain gaming and virtual reality, I do believe that these two markets right here have insane potential. And let me show you what I'm talking about. You know, for instance, the blockchain gaming market by 2030 is anticipated to be worth over $211 billion, according to Grandview Research. That's a very insane amount. That's bigger than some countries' GDP. I mean, just let that sink in, right? Clearly, the future potential of blockchain gaming is no joke. And also on top of that, if we take a look at this, according to Insight Partners, the virtual reality market is expected to be worth over $440 billion by 2030. I mean, man, carajo, that's crazy right there. And with that being said, I think that render understands where a lot of the potential is at. And personally for me, I think that a major catalyst, which could very well allow the render token to hypothetically attain the price of $100 during the next bull run, is the fact that I do think that the next bull run could be so legendary. And why do I say this? Because as of right now, there's actually more people than ever before in history owning cryptos, which is not a joke, by the way, because when we take a look back in 2021, you know, during that crazy bull run at that time, there was actually over 100 million less crypto owners than what we have today. So you got to let that sink in, right? If the 2021 bull run looked that crazy with that many less people owning cryptos, just imagine what the next bull run will look like, especially now that we insert over 100 million new crypto owners. That's what she said. Get it? Insert. But yeah, besides that point, I think when you have this many people owning cryptos during the next bull run, the FOMO, buying pressure, buying volume, and as well as the altcoin season, I think all of that could look so ridiculous. And I think that when altcoins start rallying during the next bull run, I think so will the render token. I think that the render token is ready to prove a lot of the haters wrong during the next bull run. It's already proven a lot of haters wrong for the past couple of months, but I think that the best is yet to come for the render token. I really do believe that. You know, when I consider the A+ fundamentals of the render network, when I consider what markets they're focused on, And last but not least, again, right, when I consider just how insane the next bull run could be, I don't see why it won't hypothetically at least go to the price of $100 during the next bull run. At least that's the way I view it. And now with that being said, what am I going to do? I'm going to be dollar cost averaging into the render token. I'm not going to be just dumping all in, because a lot of gurus or supposed gurus out there, they make a video in render, but then all they do is that they pull up a chart on the render token and they draw a random triangle, which looks very embarrassing, by the way, because I don't know if they're trying to draw their grandma's G-string or thong or something like that, or, Selena Gomez's, outfit. I don't know what they're trying to do, right? It's very bizarre, and they say based off of this triangle, they say, oh, you gotta use leverage. Oh, you gotta swing trade. Oh, you gotta, day trade. But here's the thing. Personally, for me, I don't believe in any of that type of nonsense, because a lot of people that I know that do that, they get absolutely wrecked. They get cooked. They end up becoming guacamole on that Chipotle bowl, which I think no one wants to be, right? And neither do I. I think doing a lot of that type of nonsense overcomplicates things way too much, which is why I dollar cost average. I like to keep it simple. And what I mean by that is that I'm acquiring the render token on a consistent basis over an extended period of time. So anytime I earn any sort of income, I'm going to set aside some for the render token. It doesn't matter if the price is pumping or dumping that day. I'm going to accumulate anyways, because I'm taking more of a long-term approach. I could care less about what happens to the price in the next 2 hours, the next 6 hours, or tomorrow or whatever. Who cares about that, right? I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on the next bull run. The way I view it is that day trading, swing trading using leverage, that's the equivalent of having a side piece. Having a side piece, that just overcomplicates things. A lot of people, they like to boast, they like to show off, they like to say that, oh, I got a main piece, but I got a side piece as well. But yeah, how does that turn out, right? In 99.69% of the situations that I've witnessed, that I've seen, that doesn't end well. Much like day trading, right? A lot of friends that I know that do that, they get absolutely wrecked. No point having a side piece, overcomplicates things, much like day trading, in my opinion, not financial advice. Dollar cost averaging, now that's like having a main piece. Being loyal to a main piece, in my opinion, is a lot better than having a side piece. It, doesn't make things overcomplicated, and it just makes things a lot more simpler, a lot less risk as well. If you catch my drift. If you think about this, right? If someone is day trading, let's say they're using leverage on the render token. Let's say they short it, but instead the price goes up. If they get liquidated, if they get stop loss, that's not going to be good, because I have a friend who likes to day trade, and it didn't end so well for him because he kept losing trades and he ended up spiraling, which is a very real possibility, by the way, because if someone keeps, losing trades, that could really do them in. However, let's say I'm dollar cost averaging into the render token. Let's say my portfolio is down 20%. Okay, that may not be good for some people's ego, but I didn't get liquidated. I didn't get stop loss. And why is that? Because I wasn't using leverage. I wasn't day trading. So if the price does go up in the future, 30%, let's say, I've recouped this unrealized loss, right? Again, I didn't get liquidated or stop loss. And that's the beauty about dollar cost averaging. And that's why I do it. And I think that by dollar cost averaging, I'm protecting myself from a lot of potential risk. And I think that I'm preparing myself for the next bull run in such an amazing way. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if the render token during the next bull run did hypothetically at least go to the price of $100, and during the process, make all of those render critics come running over to their girlfriend's boyfriend's grandma and start begging for that used Bratwurst extender, Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez / Blackpink edition, or whatever people are listening to nowadays. And if you want to check out a very interesting video, make sure to go ahead and click on this thumbnail right here. It's a very fantastic video, and I think you all would really love it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.